Hi, Philip. Okay, let's take a look. I've done some research on these scratches right here. They're being caused, of course, by this part of the door. You can see where it has hit that area, which implies that the door is too far this way. That also had to do with this right here getting worn by hitting on this metal channel right here. So, did some investigation. These are metal shims that were behind these hinges. The top one and the bottom hinge each had two shims. By putting shims behind these hinges, that of course pushed the door this way, because the hinges are right in here. So by putting shims behind those hinges, it pushed the door a little bit this way. And I was scratching my head, well, why in the world would anyone do that? And I looked at the other door over there. It does not have any shims. Okay, so I took the shims out. I took them out, and when I did that, we got a lot more clearance here. We definitely got more clearance. The problem, though, is this door is now more difficult to close. It will close with a firm closure, but it is more difficult. Then I started investigating why. Well, here's why. The why is, you see this crease right here? When this door panel closes, when it closes, this edge right here contacts right here. It's forming this crease right here. This is metal. This is leather wrapped metal. And this door panel edge, leather to leather, is hitting right here. So when you go to close this door and you feel first resistance right here, it's kind of springy. It's springy because this edge of the door panel is now touching this. And this is very firm. There's very little give to this. This is metal underneath this leather. So here's what I think happened. When the doors got rehung, I think this difficulty in closing was discovered. And the shims were added underneath these hinges to bring the door this way to alleviate this interference between this edge of the door panel and here. So if we get in the car now, it might be a little easier to see it once we're in. So let me put a light on this so you can see it better. Okay, so you can see the edge of the door panel right here meets up and forms a nice seal right here. And it is such that it's an interference fit right now, meaning that it hits and starts to provide resistance backwards before the door latch can latch. So I think, here's what I think happened. I think someone purposely wanted to move this door back this way to alleviate that closing problem. And in doing that, it caused this end of the door to be too close to this side of the door opening. That's my guess. So I thought about this today, and I thought, okay, well, what is the best situation? We can't shrink the size of these door panels. I mean, it would be nice if this edge right here was a 1/16 of an inch narrower, so that it wouldn't be such a tight fit against this piece of the inner trim. But we're not going to cut this door panel or do anything crazy like that. And this is metal. There's no reshaping that. So I thought, okay, the choice is leave the shims in and have this happen and get worse and worse, or take the shims out, minimize or hopefully eliminate this problem, and then just have a firmer door to close. So in investigating that, the door close, I wanted to be sure that this door cap and this piece, this metal piece here, and this door cap in there don't hit each other. So the way I did it was, I don't know if you can see this, you can now, if you can see this, it actually has, let's see if you can see this the way I'm seeing it, some clearance between that metal trim and that corner that's been worn. It's not touching. There's about a 1/16 of an inch in there. So that's because when I took the shims out, the door moved slightly back this way. So I kind of made a decision that the thing to do is to save the paint and have it a little firmer door close than we would like it to be. So I mean, when you close the door, you get the first latch. And the way this works, you got this latch right here, and it grabs this peg right down here. And there are two positions. The first one is when the door is kind of just partially latched, and then here, that's fully closed door. So it has to move 2 times. So there's your first latch, and to get to the second latch, it's a firmer close. But it closed, it's okay, it will open up fine. And I think we're going to be much better here. I don't know we're going to be totally solved. What I'm going to do is I'm going to buff this out and clean it up nice and close it again and see if we mark it. Okay, put some rubbing compound on here. You can see it's a lot better. There is a mark through the paint here. Surface scratches a little bit here, not too bad. Now I'm going to close the door and let's see if it marks again. I think it did. Yeah, it's still hitting right here. It's still hitting. And it's hitting, what's hitting is right here. Right here. See, it's got some wear on it. The edge of this has been hitting. This is serious body. I can't change or move that. What caused that little mark right there is the corner of this, I do believe. I'll try to tighten this plate down a little further, but that's not going to solve this. So we can get an easier close, but we're going to get more marking. So I'll leave it up to you to think about that. I'm going to leave the shims out for right now. I'm going to try to tighten this plate up here. And see, maybe it'll help draw that corner a little bit and won't get any further marks on there. Okay.